back in chilly London today after my spontaneous trip to Paris, which was incredible. I still can't believe I was in Paris, like. But I have a lesson today with Meta again, and then I have The Devil Wears Prada tonight, which I'm really excited about because obviously that's quite a new show. But yes, that is my plan today. Lesson breakdown time. This is my lesson with Meta. We had a conversation about what the structure of vibrato is, like what vibrato is, because it's a little bit of a mystery in general, and so she kind of explained it from her perspective, which I'll pop here.
There's no consensus really in the sort of research about vocal pedagogy. What is the vibrato? What is it? Right? We don't really know exactly the function. We know that there is this balance between the two muscles in the vocal fold, the cricothyroid-thyroidnoids. There's that kind of oscillation, kind of balance that make them oscillate freely. Yeah. That's why if you're pressing the voice, you can't really. So if you're doing your belt, you go onto the note and it's a straight note, isn't it? Yeah. And then because you're using the thyroidnoids to push it together, and then you let go, and then you start to get the vibrato. But it's often then created by the diaphragm. That's very sort of diaphragm driven, isn't it? Yeah. In classical, it's not so diaphragm driven, although the diaphragm is 100% involved.
The biggest theme of this lesson was trying to connect everything together that I had learnt from the past couple lessons, because it's an equation that I've written down for myself, and if you find it helpful as well, is breath, so breathing deep enough, support and anchoring, then imagining the kite string, adding sob, making the sound connected with legato, having the even vibrato, and then having a clean offset and supporting through to the last note. A singer's equation, if you will. We were working with the R vowel today, but imagining having the same like ooh, 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 like owl or inside the R vowel. So like doing an R but imagining an ooh, which helped keep that sob sound. If you find the right space acoustically with like the vowels, so like the ooh into an R, you can then change your mouth shape, but you have to hit the right spot, because like personally I wonder is like, well, for characters and stuff like that, like you can't just have a relaxed mouth the whole time or like in specific positions, but once you set up the right space, she was saying that you can move your lips and smile and like adjust it because it sounds the same once you set it up correctly, which I found really interesting. She also was explaining from her perspective what makes good singing and how the devil is in the detail.
Singing is the devil is in the detail.
Yes.
So the way we release notes, the way we onset, all of those things, they make this whole package which people listen to and go, I love that voice, and they go, oh, that's a good voice, but there's, they can't say what it is that there's not quite right for them. Yeah. So then you have this kind of package of sound, and then you put it and you do your communication, right? The cleaner that package is, the better you're communicating. It's always about what you're going to communicate in the end.
She also said if vibrato is correct, you'll be able to hear more overtones in the sound rather than if you're using like your tongue root or something else. Listening to recordings of myself, I can definitely hear the difference. I don't have like the brain she has to hear the overtones, but that was just interesting. The importance of starting the setup correctly. If you set it up wrong, then you're not going to reach the high note. Also, when you set up, remembering that you need to get to that high note, because sometimes I think I start a phrase and then it kind of comes by surprise for me or something. Like I need to set up from the start what I need to achieve by the end of the phrase. This is my lesson with Claudia. She mentioned taking dance classes at these places. I've heard of Pineapple, but I hadn't heard of the other one, and apparently they are better according to her, so I might check that out. Worked on Think of Me, and I'm really curious now because I'm seeing Phantom before I go, which I'm so excited about. I'm really curious to see, like one thing I've always struggled with Christine is trying to figure out the balance between musical theatre and classical. And for example, Claudia, because like I said, she played Christine on the West End, which is actually insane. She took a lot more of a classical approach, whereas I'm interested to see how classical or MT like current Christine is. So she was really honing in on the fact you have to articulate like a crazy amount, like glottal stops on everything. Like she was saying, you've got to You got to get the text out. Another similar thing to do with what I was speaking about with meta, where you have to like prepare for the end of a phrase. If you know the cadenza at the end of Think of Me, it's like you go, me, but you hold the, whether it's a C or a B sharp, B flat, you have to hold that note and then come down and then hold the me as well. Whereas I always get like stuck on the high note and then I get to the end and I'm kind of like me, and it's like, we got to prepare for the end of the phrase. So that was a good lesson of like, okay, I have to map out the whole phrase in order to get to the end of it. According to her as well, because Phantom especially, and I'm sure other shows as well, but there's like a lot of alternate lyrics for a lot of the songs, including Think of Me. Like, I already discussed 3 different versions with both of my teachers. And according to Claudia, in auditions, they prefer you to use the original lyrics in auditions, not the newer ones, which I didn't realize.